I want to start with a number, 34.09% per year for 10 years straight, including 2022, the year the market collapsed and most investors lost 30% of their portfolio in 12 months. That number is the average annual return of a publicly traded, regulated ETF that you can buy right now on any brokerage platform in America. Crypto, not a hedge fund, not an options strategy that requires a finance degree. Simple ETF, available to anyone. Here is the part that genuinely bothers me. Of the people watching this video have never heard of it, because everyone, every blog, every podcast, every TikTok finance account told them to buy VOO and stop thinking about it. VOO is not bad advice, but it might be incomplete advice. And the gap between incomplete and complete, when measured in real dollars over a real decade, is the difference between retiring at 65 and retiring at 52. The next 12 minutes I am going to rank 9 ETFs by their actual 10-year returns, show you exactly what $100,000 became in each one, and give you a specific allocation framework, by age, so you know exactly which combination belongs in your portfolio right now. I'm going to show you something at the very end that most people get completely wrong after they watch a video like this, a mistake that turns good information into a bad financial decision. With me, because this is the kind of video you will want to watch twice. This video is for you if you own VOO or a similar S&P 500 index fund, and you have quietly wondered whether you are leaving performance on the table without wanting to do anything reckless. By the end, you will have a complete ranked picture of the 9 best performing ETFs of the last decade, a clear understanding of what each one is actually built to do, and a framework for putting the right ones in the right positions in your portfolio. At the very end, the one mistake people make after watching performance ranking videos that quietly destroys the advantage they were trying to build. Quick note, this is educational content based on historical data, not financial advice. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always do your own research before making any investment decision, is what we will cover. First, the baseline, what VOO actually is and why the thing that makes it great is also the thing that limits it. Second, the ranking, 9 ETFs from lowest to highest 10-year return, real numbers, real dollars. Third, the framework, how to combine these based on your age and what you are actually trying to build. Let's go. Before I rank anything, I need to make sure we understand VOO correctly, because the argument I am making today is not that VOO is bad. The argument is that most people never ask the right question about it. VOO tracks the S&P 500, 500 of the largest companies in America, selected by a committee based on size, liquidity, and financial health. Here is the thing that most people never appreciate about it. S&P 500 is self-cleaning. Companies that stop performing get removed and replaced with stronger ones. You never have to make a decision. You never have to research earnings. You automatically own the winners because the index continuously upgrades itself. That is genuinely powerful. The last 10 years VOO returned approximately 14.95% per year. That is extraordinary by any historical standard. $100,000 invested 10 years ago became approximately $272,000. So why are we even having this conversation? Because VOO is essentially the group project of investing. It owns the best students, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, but it also owns the average students, the underperformers, the companies dragging on the overall grade because it has to. That is what tracking the full index means. What if you could fire the underperformers? What if you could keep only the rock stars? What would that do to your returns? That is exactly the question the next 9 ETFs answer. Okay, the ranking, 9 ETFs, lowest to highest 10-year annual return. Let's go through them quickly and then spend real time on the ones that matter most. Number 9, VXUS, Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. 10-year average annual return, approximately 8.36%. VXUS owns everything except America. Over 8,700 companies across Europe, Asia, Latin America, and emerging markets. Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, ASML, Tencent. This is not on this list because it has the best returns. It is here because it is insurance. US market has dominated the last decade. But zoom out to the full history of global markets, and there have been long stretches where Europe, Asia, or emerging markets led by significant margins. VXUS's protection against American exceptionalism having a bad decade. It is not about chasing returns. It is about not having every dollar in one country's economy. 2025 alone, VXUS was up over 30%, reminding everyone that international markets can outperform when the conditions shift. Number 8, VT, Vanguard Total World Stock ETF. 10-year average annual return, approximately 11.93%, is the simplest investment thesis on this entire list. Own the entire global economy. One ticker, one decision. Over 10,000 stocks across 49 countries. The top holdings look familiar: Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, because the largest companies in the world are still mostly American. Roughly 60% of VT is US stocks. What VT gives you is automatic global rebalancing. As US companies grow, their weight in the fund grows. If international markets surge, they rebalance naturally. You never have to make a single decision. A fee of 0.06%. This is remarkable cost efficiency for the exposure it delivers. Number 7. SCHD. Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. 10-year average annual return, approximately 12.23%. This one surprises people every single time, because SCHD is fundamentally different from everything else on this list. It pays you while you hold it. Approximately 3.5% dividend yield, quarterly. From approximately 100 of the highest quality US dividend-paying companies, businesses with strong free cash flow, growing earnings, and a decade-long track record of raising what they pay shareholders, is what most people miss when they dismiss SCHD as boring. The brutal 2022 bear market, when QQQ dropped over 32%, SCHD fell approximately 3%. 3%. SCHD's dividend did not get cut. It grew. Think about what you are actually getting here. Cash flow every quarter, significantly lower volatility than growth ETFs, and over 12% per year for 10 years. The average investor hears dividend fund and moves on. The smart investor looks at that combination and says consistent income, lower drawdowns, 12% annual return. That sounds like exactly what I want in a core position. Boring and consistent builds real wealth every time.